I know that you don't need to announce anything because your contract with Red Bull is long. But can we go on holiday without checking how far is your boat compared to the Toto's boat?
Well, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. But the thing is always that, people are waffling so much, throughout the whole season, while the only one that actually can or should speak is not speaking. That's me. And I do that on purpose because it makes no sense to start throwing things around. And actually that should be the same for everyone. Some people just like to stare at the pot. Some people just like to create drama. But for me, it's always been quite clear. And also for next year, I'm discussing with the team already the plans, the things that we want to change for next year. So that means that I'm also staying with the team for next year. And yeah, if my boat is next to Toto's, then the boat is next to Toto's. You can have a personal relationship with someone, even if you don't have a working relationship with someone.
So can you definitely hand the soap opera of the last few weeks?
I never made an opera. I don't like opera anyway. So I just like to go on holiday, have a good time. I like to come here, do my best, race Formula One cars, and then go home again. But for me, it's been clear. And for me also for next year, it's very clear where I'm at.
I think I have a lot of confidence in myself that I can do it, yes. Not every weekend has been perfect, but, there's not many weekends in my whole life that have been perfect. So I think just trying to put together a solid, consistent year is ultimately going to be an important thing, but I think the pace in the last few weekends, I think especially Spa, I've been very confident in and very proud of, and I think I'm more than capable of continuing that for the rest of the year. So I'm confident that I can do it, but it's not going to be easy.
Lando, as we head into the summer break, 16 points in the championship battle, how do you reflect on your season so far, and what work are you focusing on over these next few weeks to come back stronger?
More just what I've been doing really over the last 2 months. Prior to that, not good enough. So I'd say, in the harsh rate, I would say it's pretty average before then. Since then, I think things have been a lot stronger. So what more? Still need to do better, and still, I'm not as good as where I would like to be. But I think a lot of improvements have been made, and I think I'm in a much better place. I'm happier with the car, things like that. So I've been working hard. I don't feel like I can do a lot more than what I've been doing. So for that reason, just more of the progress that I've been making.
Clearly, our performance as a team has gone backwards in the last 6 or 7 races, and we're trying to unpick why that may have been. I think there's a number of factors at play. Obviously, we struggle a bit in the hotter conditions. Spa wasn't hot, but generally we struggle in the hotter conditions. We're now in summer, start of the season was spring, and we brought some little things with updates, and we think that may not have been performing as we hoped, so we'll revert back on some small items. So I think potentially just lost our way slightly, and just going to go back to basics, focus on the main parts of the car and see where that takes us.
So what's the goal? What's your realistic expectations for qualifying?
Well, first of all, we're going back on the old suspension, so hopefully we'll bring the good feeling back, and the goal is to really deliver a good qualifying and try to drive at my best. Because I think that's the main goal.
I think we've had four podiums in the last 6 race weekends. I don't think though yet that we are at the level where we can say that we are the second strongest team on the grid, but we are working towards that, and we are making steps in the right direction. There's been quite a few upgrades in the last few weekends, which helped us to close the gap to the guys in front. However, this weekend, I'm not sure. It's I think by far the worst track of the season for me. So I'm looking forward to try and prove that wrong, and to have finally a good weekend here in Budapest.
Why? What is it about the Hungaroring?
I don't know. I wish I knew. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not been very successful for me in the past. It's probably something with my driving style. I've got to work a little bit harder compared to other tracks. But that's fine.
Is that odd in some way? Because you've always been so good at Monaco, and a lot of drivers refer to this one as Monaco without the walls.
Oh, well, maybe it's the walls that are missing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know from where it's coming from, but I'm still confident we can have a great weekend, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Lewis, a great race from you last time out.
Thanks.
What does it feel like, though, coming to a track like this that is a specialty for you, one you've got such an incredible record at, in this Ferrari? Is there an edge this track can give you to get good results this weekend, and how much would it mean to you to be able to put in a good performance this weekend here?
I don't know. I think, well, we've gone to other tracks where it's been the same, like Montreal, and it's not gone well, so I don't really, I'm not really in that frame of mind. I think, of course, I would like to get a good result, and I think ultimately trying to get through qualifying in a better manner. And we definitely learned a lot. I learned a lot through the race. As difficult as the weekend was in Spa, I learned a huge amount. I think got the car in a better place. And I was on the sim yesterday. I generally would like to think we're going to have a better starting point this weekend. So hopefully, there's no new items that I think should be catching us out. So fingers crossed it'll be a better weekend.
This weekend, I think if you told me the two tracks that we struggle with, it's always Barcelona and Hungary. So we're kind of coming to our second bogey track. We have our upgrade, and even in Barcelona this year when we struggled, we still qualified P11. So let's see. I don't know if I've made Q2 here in my time at Williams. Just kind of shows you the work we have here, but never say never. I think we have a good car, and I'm feeling good with the car, so let's see.
Carlos, how important is it to have a nice smooth weekend, not a sprint weekend, to try and test up this upgrade and kind of get a feeling of where you are with this car as we head into the summer break?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a weekend that is a good track to test, a track that all teams know very well. Running the upgraded car has also led us to maybe some bit of a different set of directions for the future, so it's important this weekend that we get to understand those as we saw from the sprint to the race, when we did a few setup changes that didn't do what we expected to the car, and now we need to keep understanding that.
And on a personal note, how important is it for you just to have a smooth weekend for a change?
Yeah, we keep saying it for 12 races, no, but it's got to a point where I'm not going to say it anymore and just hope that at some point it comes. I will keep pushing flat out like I've done all year, and I'm sure sooner rather than later it will happen, and we will be in a good place.
Like Budapest, always enjoyed myself here, have a good vibe with this track, and I think a lot of good races in the books. So look forward to get out there and race here. And yeah, I think it's been a very positive, more than anything, positive first kind of half of the season up until the summer break. Obviously, since Barcelona, we really managed to turn things around. If you look where we started in winter testing, start of the season compared to where we are now, this is definitely good progress, and a lot has happened since. 5 times in the points for us as a team, the last five races. So I guess that says it all, and I want to obviously try and keep that progress going.
Gabby, I can't believe half a season, or your first half a season of Formula One is almost upon us. Just how do you feel about where you were as Gabby Bortoleto at the start and where you are halfway through your first Formula One season?
Wow, has been we're only half year, and it feels like has been already some years. So many races we have done so far, and it feels amazing. I'm super happy about how the season has been going so far, and how much I've learned this year as well. How much as a team we progress as well, where we started and where we are sitting right now. So honestly, I'm extremely happy.
Well, how do you see it panning out this weekend? The car has been strong since the updates in particular, particularly through faster corners actually. How do you think it will perform here?
Yeah, no reason why we shouldn't be able to perform. It's a track that I really enjoy, obviously that I have great memories from. I'm looking forward to see what this car can do, but for sure, since the update, we really I've been able to do a step forward in terms of where we position ourselves. Now, it's easier said than done, that we can get into the right zone. Qualifying is going to be super important, so we need to maximize that, and there could be some rain again. It's 2 races in a row where we didn't maximize our strategy and where we should have ended up. So hopefully the third one will be the good one.
Ollie, great to see you. I think you were in the car here, weren't you, last year in FP1, so obviously know the track a little bit. How are you feeling about things? Because you've had a good baseline car since Silverstone.
Yeah, exactly. We've had a few races now where the car's been feeling really good. We scored some points in Spa. To be with 2 cars in the points in a sprint race is a really good result for us, and we missed out on some opportunities in the race, but we've understood and learned from them, and now we just want to put together a solid weekend before the summer break and really maximize the potential that this current car has.
I think the reality of it is the car been the same since Barcelona and will remain the same until the end of the year. So I think on one side you got to be objective and realistic on what's achievable. Steve will arrive in September, and I think his impact and his work will be mainly seen on 2026 and beyond. So I think honestly Steve's got to focus on next year. We know all the work that we are putting for 2026. We are pleased with what we're doing and the evolution. I'm confident. I believe in the team and the fact that they'll be able to give me a competitive car next year. I think the reality of it is this season, this is what we have, and it's going to be extremely difficult to change the position that we are in. And it doesn't mean we are doing a bad job at the track or back at the factory. We've just haven't been able to produce a car in a season where the midfield is extremely, tight. With the sort of decisions we've made for 26, we haven't been able to provide enough performance to, fight for better than that, which is fine. Because at the end of the day, whether we finish 9 or 8 or 10th in the championship, still fighting for nothing pretty much. But if it gives you a car that can fight for race win podiums or top 5 next season, I'll take that every day of the week.
Franco, great to see you. I know that it's been a bit of a difficult run, but the pace in the car's been there, and I know you've had some success here at Junior Formulae as well. How optimistic are you of a stronger weekend at least this weekend?
Yeah, we are working hard with the team. I think it's been, of course, tough, but we've been finding answers for different issues in performance, and I think I do believe that we are finding them. Of course, I think the biggest issue is that we haven't really put a full weekend together, and there has always been moments that something happened and that it didn't really come together. But I do feel that there has been some improvements going on. So I do hope, of course, that we have a good weekend here. It will be great to go into the summer break with a good result. I do need that. I think it's been tough, the last couple of rounds, but we've been working well with the team, and I do believe that we found some answers, and hopefully we can bring them here on the track on a long weekend, 3 sessions this weekend. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, we're not as competitive as we want to be, that's for sure. As a team, we want to be fighting further up and scoring more points every weekend. Spa was a difficult weekend for us, just not fast enough. So yeah, a lot of work going on back at Silverstone to keep pushing, keep making the car faster. But yeah, some fun races for sure this season, some fun wet races where we capitalized on opportunities and scored some points. So yeah, those ones tasted good, but yeah, we want to be faster.
Fernando Alonso,
Hello.
good to see you. It's been a few short days since Spa. What have you and the team been working on, and how have you prepped the car for what is a very different track and potentially another wet race?
Yeah, definitely only 3 days from Spa to Hungary. The cars will be pretty much the same, and as you said, maybe some wet race on Sunday. So yeah, the main difference will be the downforce level. Obviously, Hungary is a very short and slow speed circuit, so we will put our Monaco wins and try to bet that the car will be a little bit more performant than Spa, that we were struggling a little bit.
Qualifying is very, very important, sets up your weekend, and I think where our weekends have fallen away, at least on my side, has been normally in an average qualifying. So, and where our weekends have been strong, it's been obviously when we qualify well. So I think that's probably the main target, is just extracting everything, I think, through practice on the weekends, making sure we have the car in the best place going into qualifying, and then for me as well, getting everything out of it and just doing a better job, honestly.
Yeah, I think, there's not many straight lines here, so it's surely going to suit us better. So I'm excited about this, and I hope, normally it will work again, and we always have a car that allows us to maybe make it into Q3. So I think here, if you start in the top 10, then you're obviously in a good position to score points.
Yuki, it was a promising qualifying for you last time out. I know it unravelled in the race, but were there any learnings that you were able to take, or confidence in the car that you've brought into this weekend now?
Yeah, it still was a really good step in that qualifying from that floor, and definitely made some step. To be honest, with that, I never been into the Q3 with just one set of tire, and that tells already that amount of step I had from that floor. And unfortunately, in the race that we missed the opportunity where the timing that we should pit it. And we lost the point. We lost the points. So that was very frustrating. But at the same time, positive is like you said, the pace is there. The pace was positive in qualifying. So hopefully I can do same or a bit more in the qualifying. And I definitely want to score points. It's been a while that I didn't score points. So